Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm. It's Melissa here, and welcome to our family's fire pit. We enjoy sitting out here on nice days and making a fire. I was down in the garage, and they're working on the riding mower. So the riding mower was in use yesterday, and apparently, as one of the guys said, they run the diesel out of mower, but apparently ran it out of fuel. So, and I think it also had some other maintenance needing done, but they're working on that. And I'm gonna tell you, any smart small farm mama knows when there's a mechanical breakdown, if you can't fix it, just get out of Dodge. So I had a little side salad I was eating, so I took my salad and left that to them and got up here to the fire pit. So I was just sitting here kind of thinking, it's a Sunday and it's a beautiful day in Southeast Ohio, USA, and hanging out here with Gus and with Tanner. Here he is. We can hear the chickens in the background, so that's our egg production flocks that we can hear back there. But I was actually, two things come up. I had recently read, for the second straight year in a row in the United States of America, rural population has experienced growth. So my first thought on that is that, and not trying to stereotype, but my first thought on that is that city people are moving to the country, and every country person kind of has a sensitivity to that, because initially the reason that we hear that city people move to the country is to experience country life. But then when they get to the country, the old standby is kind of that then they don't really like the country life as much as they thought they would. And then eventually the country right there in that area becomes more like the city. And so then coupled with that, I was thinking about another story I had read where so much American farmland is being turned into housing development, and there's like a statistic on it and a rate, and there's a steady occurrence of it. If we turn all the farmland into housing development, where are we going to get the food? That's my question. Manufactured food is not good. Factory food is not good. Real meat comes from real livestock or real meat animals out in the woods. It comes from farming or hunting. Real meat comes from farming or hunting. It doesn't come from plant-based processed foods, and it doesn't come from insects or any kind of other foolishness that anybody wants to tell you it can come from. Okay? Meat comes from farming or hunting. So we got to get tuned back in on the reality check of that, right? And vegetables are great. But vegetables come from a garden, and they come from seeds, and the seed stock should be wholesome and should not be tampered with. Okay? So we do raise meat chickens, and just a few days ago, actually, had social media is interesting, because when you create a little bit of social media and you put it out there, you get all kinds of interesting feedback. A lot of it is positive. Some of it is like negativity veiled as positivity, and some of it is just blatant rudeness. But a few days ago, we had a comment on our channel that an individual would never raise those Franken chickens, referred to our Cornish Rock cross meat chickens, the kind that we raise, as Franken chickens. And that is a little bit hard for a poultry producer raising Cornish Rock cross meat chickens to stomach, because Cornish Rock cross meat chickens are marvelous chickens. They're marvelous chickens. I really admire these chickens that we raise. They can turn feed into meat in 5 or 6 weeks, and you have an excellent poultry product. Real chicken, raised with real good practices, real good chicken. So, it's hard to get that feedback and just filter it through and not have an emotional reaction to it. But that's the reality check. Back to back to what I said, you know, meat, and a lot of us are meat eaters, so don't let anybody, if you're a meat eater, don't let anybody make you think that you're in the minority, because you're not. Most humans are still meat eaters. Meat comes from farming or hunting. Okay? Veggies are great. Veggies don't make meat. That's where livestock and wild animals that you can hunt come in. They eat some veggies and they process it into meat internally for you, and then all we have to do is the slaughter and processing part of it to harvest meat from those animals. And with veggies, we can harvest the veggies right from our garden. But the main thing it got me to thinking about was, what if we all sourced our food local? What would that look like? What would that look like? So let me give you a couple examples from my real life. Now, granted, we raise livestock, so you know that's a different part of that equation than if you're living in the city. Okay, but what if you're living in a rural area and you have farmers within 10 to 20 miles of you, easy, who produce livestock and who raise produce? So what if we all source food local? What would that look like? Let me give you a few days in my life as far as what goes on the family table. Last night, my family had chicken. The chicken was literally raised about probably 40 yards from where I'm sitting right now at my home place. So it was raised here. So about as local as you can get. When we have eggs for breakfast, right behind me, that's where those hens are raised. That's where those eggs are gathered. We have beef frequently. We raise beef. Those animals were raised 2 miles out the road from right here. I'm thawing some bacon. We usually grill bacon or fry it on the stovetop. I'm going to try it in the oven. Oven baked bacon. Have y'all ever done that? Give me some feedback. But going to try it today. Heard great things about it. We raise the pigs at the same farm as the beef 2 miles from here. That's what eating local looks like. With produce, with veggies, when you source food local, you're basically eating what's in season in your growing zone. So I am looking forward to, this is mid-April 2024. I am looking forward to sweet corn. I'm looking forward to fresh harvested potatoes. I'm looking forward to lettuce, which we have those plants in the ground now. I'll go about 7 miles out the road to a really, really huge successful produce farm that's right in Southeast Ohio, and I'll get choice produce from them. So that's what eating local looks like. Sourcing your food locally looks like. You could be raising it, or you could be getting it from a producer. And so frequently, the number one thing I hear about kind of a retort against sourcing food locally is that it's too expensive. But here's the thing. Choose your expensive. Choose your expensive. Either what you put in to your body in the form of food and nourishment and hydration is an investment, or the consequences of putting things in the body that aren't good for it and the subsequent medical needs and maintenance needs is going to be the expensive you choose. So choose your expensive, choose your investment, choose your food wisely, and please support local agriculture wherever local is for you. Many blessings to y'all from Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Thanks for joining me for this video. Please join us at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. We show you how we raise Cornish rock cross meat chickens. It's one way that works. It's not the only way. There's lots of ways that do work, but we have a system that works for us. And we also show you some of the behind the scenes of our day-to-day life here as a family farming and caring about great food. God bless y'all.